Hello, light of the world. Sorry it's been a while. I don't really have an excuse other than nothing really came to me. So I have to speak when I have something to say, right? But the other day I was running and saying the at the same time, which I try to say the rosary every day, and sometimes I do it. That's all I do, and sometimes I have to squeeze it in with something else, which probably isn't that good. But anyway, for those of you that aren't Catholic, you probably have heard about the rosary. Really, what it is saying a bunch of different prayers, pointed prayers, and meditation on the different mysteries in Jesus's life, different points in Jesus's life. And the other day, when I was saying the rosary, I was on the sorrowful mysteries, which talk about the points leading up to Jesus's death. So there's always 5 mysteries that you meditate on. So in this one, the sorrowful mysteries, the first one is the agony in the garden when Jesus was, preparing to be arrested and praying about it and asking God to take this cup and, if you could take this cup and pass over, then, please do it basically. But if not, then thy will be done, right? Giving the will over to God. That was the first one. The second one is the scourging at the pillar when Jesus was beaten. The third one was the crowning with thorns. The fourth one is the carrying of the cross, which is the one that I'm going to talk about. And then the fifth one is obviously the crucifixion, his actual being put to death and his death. So as I was at the park, still saying the rosary and walking my dog at the same time, I was on the carrying of the cross. And all of a sudden it hit me, just this, this is not something that just happened to Jesus. This is something that all these points in Jesus's life are teaching moments for us, because we all go through things similar to what Jesus went through. Maybe not as to the point that he did, but I think that there are reasons that he went through what he went through, because we all go through similar things. And it teaches us how we're supposed to be during those times. So in the carrying of the cross, I think it's important because we all have our crosses to bear. And, in the Bible, Jesus even says, pick up your cross and follow me, right? So I don't know what your cross is. It could be a spouse that's a difficult relationship with a spouse or another family member, the death of someone you love, especially a child, addiction in the family, even of yourself. So many different crosses that we bear, right? But what did Jesus do with his cross? He carried it. He, knowing that he was going to his death, he still carried it and walked in that same direction. So I was thinking about this and thinking, well, he was doing that because he was fulfilling the prophecy, right? And fulfilling God's will. But even more than that, he knew that this would lead to his earthly death, but also to his life in heaven with his Father. And that's what carrying our crosses will do for us, is to, yes, we're all going to die on this earth, but carrying our crosses the way that Jesus did, in a humble and in a manner that we should be proud of, strength. It takes a lot of strength to carry our crosses, right? So if we do that and we follow Jesus's example, then we will meet him and join him in everlasting life. How profound is that, right? Just the thought of that, like, that is what he's teaching us. The other thing that came to mind was that Jesus wasn't the only one that carried his cross, right? He was so badly beaten. He was so tired and probably emotionally drained too, and not probably, definitely, that he needed help at some points carrying his cross. And so Simon of Cyrene came and helped him so that he could make it up that hill to his earthly death. And so sometimes on this journey with our crosses that are so heavy, we need help carrying them as well. And that's what God put other people on this planet for. Or that's what he put us all on this planet for, is to help each other as we carry our crosses, right? We all have moments when the burden is too heavy for just us to bear. And God, of course, is always there to help us carry that burden. But sometimes we need other people too, not only to help carry the burden, but also to teach us that there is good in this world, right? Sometimes it's so overwhelming, the darkness and the hate and the pain and the misery in this world and the suffering. Sometimes it gets so overbearing that we don't remember that there's good in this world too. So to have other people help us carry our crosses, that's to kind of lift us up and remind us that we're not alone. And then sometimes we're the people that help others carry their crosses, right? The world and life is filled with ebbs and flows, and sometimes we're going to be on a high, sometimes we're going to be on a low. And so having other people in this world, sometimes they're going to help us, and sometimes we're going to help them. Sometimes they're going to help us carry our crosses, and sometimes we need to be the ones helping them carry theirs. So that was just my meditation for today. Hopefully that helped you in some way. Just remember that you're not the only one that's carrying your cross. Jesus is always there for you. And then there's always people that are willing to help, but you do need to reach out and ask for that help. So God bless you. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll talk to you soon.